So we're here in, what is it called? Melrose, Scotland, and I wanted to make a note of a couple things because I've been meaning to do that. One, a lot of the showers have been difficult to turn on. They're all kind of different, and that's been interesting because, or last night I couldn't figure out how to turn the shower off. So that's been kind of funny. I've been noticing in Scotland that the portions of food are larger than the portions of food in Northern Ireland, or England. And I've also noticed there's more people who are overweight. And then I've only had one coffee drink since we got to Scotland, and it was sweet. And I'm not sure it was coffee. It tastes more like hot cocoa. But anyway, in Northern Ireland, and England, all the coffees I've had were, I'm pretty sure they were made with skim milk, and they don't really have any flavors, so they're kind of plain. But I don't mind because I feel like that probably helps. I end up eating more of a full breakfast than I do at home on most of these little visits to places. So I have a feeling even though I'm walking a ton every day, I probably won't be losing any weight. If anything, I'll be gaining weight and have to work on that at home. But also I've noticed that if I don't eat breakfast, I end up starving, and we're not always stopped at the right times to eat. What else is different? I need to tell you stories. Like there's this strange thing where my passwords went missing, and it's on like a bunch of papers, all my passwords, and the pocket that was in my backpack, it wasn't there. Neither was my address book. When I was in Northern Ireland in Belfast at David's house, we had emptied the thing multiple times in his vehicle and at his house. He even did it for me at one point. We definitely went through that pocket like a ton of times. I even pulled it back and looked in it. There's only one pocket in the main section of the backpack, so there wasn't one that I could be confusing this with, in other words, and it wasn't there. And then all of a sudden, about 2 towns, or was it 1 town later, the last one over, so it would have been Edinburgh, it reappeared. We hadn't been able to find it in any bags, and that's kind of weird. I don't know what to think of that one. But the passport, and at one point, let's see, we were going from Malahide in Ireland we took a train to Dublin, Edward and I did, and then he realized his camera was gone, and he called back in the Grand Hotel in Malahide to see if they had it, and nobody had tracked it down yet, but he decided to take the train back to Malahide, and I decided to get on the train and keep going where I was going, which was Belfast, to see David and his wife. So that was our separation. I got to meet somebody on the train there that was... It's almost 11, so I gotta get ready. But then I discovered my passport missing, my whole wallet actually. Who's there? Oh, okay. There, I'm gonna pack at the same time, and I need to do my makeup, but I wanted to keep talking about everything so I don't forget it. But anyway, the guy was from Denmark, and he has been studying English since 5th grade. So he kind of told me about his life to some degree. Younger guy who thought I was like 25-ish, 24 or 25, he said. So I shocked him with my age, and it turned out he was 28. But he was very friendly. Okay, so anyway, I took the train ride, got to David, and went to get my wallet once I got to his car and realized it was gone. And of course you're worried about, thievery and stuff as soon as you discover a missing wallet in a different country. And I wasn't, it was kind of embarrassing because here I am with a friend I hadn't seen in years, and I'm like, oh great, where's my stuff? I let Edward know after searching David's bags multiple times, and we went over to eat. We ended up at Starbucks because the burrito place he was thinking about was completely packed. So we stopped at Starbucks, and I caught David up on pretty much everything in my life. I'm gonna keep it out. And then we went and got hiking shoes because I had tennis shoes, which were okay, but they didn't seem quite, they weren't comfortable, they weren't warm enough, because I had a lot of colder times, like in London, it was pretty chilly. So, and I had these shoes, which look really nice in the evenings at dinners, but other than that, I didn't have anything else. So David took me to a store, and I got hiking shoes, which I hadn't done since I was like 16, got hiking shoes that are sized right and everything. So that was a good thing to get done. I guess I didn't plan on doing that on this trip, but I'm glad I did. And glad David encouraged that, got me something comfortable for the rest of this trip, because that was pretty important to have comfortable feet, although I ended up on like a 5-mile walk a couple days later. Where was that? Anyway, let's go back. So Edward went back to Malahide, and he couldn't find anything for hours. He got the police and everything to help. I look as tired as I feel because a certain somebody called me last night. Well, it was actually this morning. It's like 5 in the morning and wanted to chat. I'm like, oh my goodness, do you know how tired it is over here? I shaved my legs and I didn't need to. I could just wear these socks. Just trying to decide if it's warm enough to do that. I think it is. But do I want to do that? It's questionable. I think I'll leave the pants as an option inside my bag. It's kind of a pain. It's getting to be a pain packing because I feel like even though I don't have more stuff really, it feels like a lot of stuff and it doesn't want to shove it into my bag. And I'm tired of folding. See, like my boots aren't even in the bag right now. This is not good. The harder parts are probably packing all the time and some of the walking, but I enjoy the walking, so it doesn't feel as bad. I keep thinking, oh yay, I'm walking off that mega amount of breakfast that I was just given. How do I end up eating so much? The croissants in this country are delicious. In Europe, not just this country. And I think maybe some of my ancestors might have come from this area of Scotland on my mother's side. So I am going to go see what I can find at the graveyard. I just want to say David paid for our hotel there in Belfast, and we had a great time at the Titanic Museum, but before Edward found everything, he had gone and got security at the restaurant we ate at and everything, and they were like, are you sure it's not in your backpack? My passport ended up being in his backpack, and at the hotel, after much prayer and everything was found. The camera was at the hotel, and my passwords, we didn't find those for a couple days, but I guess I just felt at peace about it mostly. I did freak out just a tiny bit inside when I found out at first when I found out the wallet was missing. I was like, this, really? No, really? You know, kind of feelings. And then I was like, well, at least I'll be stuck near my friend David. Hadn't seen him in so long that it was just so exciting to be catching up with him. I'm gonna put on makeup soon, but right now I'm putting on my boots. I keep losing my train of thought, which is kind of sucking a little bit. So, sorry about that. I have been making a lot of observations, and I've been wanting to put them on video, but I am forgetting a bunch of them all of a sudden, so I will get back to that later, I guess. I have been drinking my Plexus every day, so my hands haven't been hurting. The arthritis in my hands hasn't, or my elbows. But every now and then my neck hurts, which Plexus does not help my neck issues. That is a spinal issue from looking down at my phone and stuff. It's been an interesting time. Sometimes I just feel like crying and I don't even know why. I've been able maybe to relax and have feelings about things that normally I don't have time to think about or feel. Only a lot of times I don't even know how to put the name to it anymore, because like I've practiced ignoring what I'm bothered by so long that I don't even remember what it is. And then just the way things worked out with reading my journal on the way to Michigan and rediscovering my friend David, and then contacting him going, hey, I'm gonna be in Ireland, where do you live, and do you have time to visit? All that stuff just kind of worked out so smoothly. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye. I'm leaving the room. Normally I do this when I've first gotten here. Sink here is a little odd, but more similar to some of the ones in the US. I like all the mirrors. I'm not liking necessarily how I look in them, but I love the new dress. Comfy bed. Those pillows were grand. I actually quite enjoyed them. I had breakfast in here this morning because I wasn't ready for my day on time. And then, hold on, this one actually had a fan. That's awesome too. Seems Scotland has more fans. This was the thing that was a tad difficult to figure out, but it wasn't too bad. I figured it out just fine. It had a nice head on the shower, but you know, it's just a little shower. I was really happy for the fan. We take those things for granted in the US, don't we? So yeah, that's our room here in Melrose, Scotland. Bye. Up in the Abbey. Look out that way. I plan on going to the rooftop first. And then there's the viewpoint. There, it's locked. Maybe I'll look at that one. It's a pigeon. Imagine walking up there long, long ago. Alright, here we go. Keep going up. There's windows above my head so that you can see the light. That probably helped a lot back in the day with just a candle. My family's from here, I think. I love it. Maybe my ancestors walked these very stairs when visiting the Abbey a long time